Good evening. We are now ready to begin tonight's ceremony. But before we do, I'd like to invite Chaplain Craig Sparks to come forward for the invocation, which will be followed by the presentation of colors by the Honor Guard and Fire Brigade pipes and drums of Greater Baltimore. But first, Chaplain Sparks.
Thank you. Please stand. Almighty God, ceremonies such as these recognize dedicated service, hard work, and outstanding achievement. And in this ceremony, we ask your blessing upon the women and men whom we honor here tonight. We take pride in recognizing these individuals who go beyond and above what is expected of a public servant. For these whom we honor, we are indeed grateful, but we are also thankful for countless numbers of people who, day by day, work to lay the foundation upon which we all stand. May their accomplishments spur us on to meet the new challenges and opportunities in the days ahead. Not so much that others will be proud of us, but that we may be proud of ourselves. Bless us now in this time of celebration. Amen.
Please remain standing now. And now for our national anthem, which is being presented by volunteer EMT Trezera Ferguson of the Elkridge Volunteer Fire Department.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag
And now we will honor all of those who have fallen in the line of duty. In particular, our two brothers from the Boston Fire Department who were lost yesterday. Please join me in a moment of silence as the Fire Brigade performs Amazing Grace. Thank you all. You may be seated. On behalf of County Executive Ken Allman, the County Council, and our Chief of the Department, William F. Goddard III, I'd like to welcome each of you to the 2014 award ceremony for the Howard County Department of Fire and Rescue Services. My name is Kelly Durthick, and I am your Master of Ceremony for the evening. And soon I will be joined by my fellow MCs, Lieutenant Eric May and Lieutenant Dave Sabat. We're very excited you are all here tonight for a celebration to recognize the members of our department who have consistently exemplify a standard of excellence and truly outstanding achievements. This is a special night of honor, and we are thankful to be among family, friends, and colleagues as we commemorate so many of the distinguished accomplishments that have taken place over the past year. But before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge some elected officials and special guests who have joined us this evening. Would you please hold your applause until I have acknowledged all of our guests? Howard County Executive Ken Allman, County Chief Administrative Officer Lonnie Robbins, County Council Vice Chair Courtney Watson, our Fire and EMS Chief William F. Goddard III, Queen Anne's County Chief Kevin Aftung, Anne Arundel County's Assistant Chief Greg Morgan, Howard County Police Major Merritt Bender, Howard County Volunteer Firemen's Association President Julie Casey, Local 2000 President Rich Rule, Phoenix Sentinels President Battalion Chief Lou Winston, and our Fire Officers Association Captain Colleen O'Neill. I'd also like to welcome all of our volunteer chiefs and all of our volunteer presidents, as well as members of our department's command staff. Once again, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Please join me now in welcoming them. Before we go on, let me first mention a few housekeeping items. At this time, please silence your cell phones. Restrooms are out in the lobby, and one of our ushers will help direct you. Fire exits are clearly labeled on each side of our auditorium and in the rear of the auditorium. And we also have an American Sign Language interpreter here on my left, if anyone would like to be seated in this section. For those recently promoted, you will be announced at the rank you held at the time of the incident. Last but not least, we have photographers who are taking pictures that will be posted on Facebook and will be available for download later this week. But we realize we have family members here who want to capture the moment as well. So once we get started with the presentation of awards, please feel free to come down forward here to my right, this section here, and take the pictures as you see fit. I would ask that those awardees who are getting pictures be mindful that you will be pausing right here in the middle of the stage with our dignitaries so the official photograph can be taken. After the official photograph is taken, then you are welcome to pause in order to take family photos. Also, for those who are unable to join us tonight, we are broadcasting the ceremony live at the link you see on the screen, thanks to our video team in the back, along with Bridgeway's technical team. You can also follow the ceremony live on Twitter at #HCDFRS Awards and at HCDFRS. Now that we have that covered, it is my sincere honor to welcome County Executive Ken Ullman for opening remarks, which will be followed by remarks from Council Vice Chair Courtney Watson and Fire Chief William F. Goddard.
Good evening. How's everybody doing? All right. Kelly, thank you very much. Bringing the Fire and Rescue Services Awards into the 21st century. That was pretty impressive. Streaming live, Facebook, Twitter. Listen, thanks to our friends at Bridgeway for hosting us tonight. I'm here for one simple reason, to say congratulations to all the award recipients this evening. And on a broader note, thank you to each and every one of you members of the Howard County Fire and Rescue family. Over the last 7.5 years that I have had the honor to serve as your county executive, among all the things that I value, at the top of that list is the relationship and partnership that I have developed with so many of you. The fact that I have watched you get up every day. I was going to say get up in the morning, but really you get up multiple times at night and throughout your shifts to keep the rest of us safe. I am fond of promoting all the great things happening in Howard County. So I will quickly rattle them off. As you know, we were named the second best place to live in America. Our library system was ranked the #1 library system just a few months ago in all of North America. Our school system, the 7th best school system in the nation, according to Forbes. Our recreation and park system, the best in the Mid-Atlantic, according to Sports Illustrated, one of the top 8 in the country. And why do I say all those things? One, because I'm contractually obligated by the citizens of Howard County to promote us. But the reason why I'm saying them tonight to you is because none of that matters if the citizens of Howard County are not safe. So the most important function in public service, the most important function of county government is to keep the citizens safe. And that's what each and every one of you do every day. And so the fact that we've been able to make progress together, the fact that you have made progress in health outcomes. I was talking to Dr. Seaman about our cardiac outcomes, which are making tremendous amount of progress. the fact that we've reduced response times, and I have watched you at every challenge that has come before us. You have not wavered, you have stepped up, whether it's just doing your job every day, responding to medical calls, whether it's responding to fires, responding to auto accidents, or those times that we've been hit with some kind of natural disaster like Snowmageddon or any of those snowstorms we've had every other day for the last few months. But I've watched you, do the mundane things like shovel out fire hydrants, which, I know is not fun, but it's part of the job, and you never question, you just go out and do your jobs. Or swiftwater rescues on Main Street, Ellicott City during a flood. You just do your jobs. And so, from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of the 300,000 citizens that I am humbled to represent as county executive, I'm really here again to say thank you for the job that each and every one of you do every day. And congratulations to all the award recipients. Thank you.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here today to represent the Howard County Council, and in following the county executive's comments, on behalf of the council, we would like to just make sure how much of an incredible reputation this department has among the Howard County citizens. Within things like the Columbia Mall shooting, when we were outside of the Ring Road talking with citizens about what was going on there in the Columbia Mall, and some of the Department of Fire and Rescue were involved in that operation, the citizens were very comforted knowing that all of you and all the police department was on site and taking care of the safety of our citizens. Recently, closer to home, the county council had a special assistant who worked in the council office who was caught in a fire in an apartment building, lost everything, all of her belongings, and she spoke very highly of her immense appreciation and gratitude for the services of the Fire and Rescue Department. She spoke specifically about the helpful counsel of the department's chaplain. And we know that you are keeping us safe, you're keeping our citizens safe. We appreciate you and everything that you do. And tonight, it's only possible to recognize a few of the nearly 900 employees and volunteers that protect us, but we want to make sure that we recognize everyone in this department for the outstanding job that you do every day. So on behalf of the Howard County Council, we congratulate the award winners and all of the members of the Department of Fire and Rescue Services in Howard County.
Hello. It is a certain pleasure to be here this evening as we honor the individuals who have demonstrated certainly the passion and the commitment to serve the citizens of Howard County. But before I begin, I do want to extend a special thanks and appreciation to our county executive, Ken Ullman, and our vice chair of the county council, Courtney Watson, for taking time from your extremely busy schedule to share the evening with us. And I cannot begin to tell you how important it is to the women and men of this organization for you to be here, and we thank you very, very much. You are no strangers to any one of us in this department, and it is through your commitment to public safety that we have the tools and we have the individuals in order to carry out our function within the community. You know, once a year we slow the clock down in this department to recognize those who have contributed to our department and, more importantly, to our citizens in a positive way. And tonight we're going to hear countless stories. We're going to hear stories about citizens who have been touched, and in some ways their lives have been saved by the greatest firefighters and paramedics that you're going to find anywhere in this country. And behind each story is an individual, and as you will see tonight, groups of individuals who have demonstrated the passion to be the best that they can be. They simply find personal satisfaction knowing that they have done their best. When each of our trainees graduate from our academy, and we have several of those with us tonight, I will share with you that as you move through your career, You will have some days that are certainly better than others, but you will always strive for that important day, that perfect day, as we all strive for. And you'll realize that you have done the best that you can do, and you'll realize that many days throughout your career. And these days are those days when you do something for someone who you do not even know. And they will never be able to return the favor for what it is that you've done for them. Tonight is a night when we simply slow down and say thank you. Thank you for a job well done. And while I know many of the firefighters and paramedics here this evening don't look for this recognition, I believe it is important that we take time for your family and to share the evening of celebration as we honor you and your commitment to excellence. Tonight you will hear from and we will recognize those who have been formed in many different ways, such as our call takers and our dispatchers who provide life-saving CPR instructions to our citizens prior to the arrival of our paramedics. Individuals who have delivered babies, and we have several of those this evening. Those who have saved a life through advanced emergency medical care. And as the executive mentioned earlier, while Howard County is the second best place in America to live, we are proud to say that we have the second highest cardiac arrest survival rate in America as well. We are proud of that. We are proud of being number 2 with our eyes on number 1. In Seattle, Washington, stand by. We're on your heels. Or to simply demonstrate excellence in the workplace for those who serve as role models and mentors, for those who will walk in our shoes and be the next generation of fire and EMS leaders as we leave. Tonight we will also be presenting a very special award of valor. And you will hear the terms courage and sacrifice. It has been said that valor is a gift, and that those having it do not know they have it until the test comes. You will meet individuals tonight who have passed that test. Courage has been defined as the resistance to fear or the mastery of fear, not the absence of fear. And as we all know, the consequences of the absence of fear is deadly. As we move forward with our ceremonies this evening, let me close by saying to each of the award recipients that I'm honored, tremendously honored, to be the chief of this department. And I'm extremely, extremely proud of each of you. To the family members of those who will be honoring this evening, I thank you as well. I thank you for sharing your loved ones with those of us in the department and our citizens across this county. And to our citizens, to the great citizens of Howard County, I thank you. I thank you for the support that you have demonstrated, as we have all been blessed by each and every individual that we will honor this evening. I thank everyone for coming. Enjoy the evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief Goddard, and thank you all for taking the time to be here tonight. Your ongoing support has been invaluable, and we're going to have a great evening. And now, I'd like to ask Lieutenant Dave Sabat and Lieutenant Eric May to come up and join me in presenting this year's awards.
Good evening. This ceremony is about paying tribute to our peers and honoring all those traditions that we in the fire service hold dear. There is tremendous pride in what we do as firefighters and paramedics, and this isn't about a pat on the back or about favoritism. That's not why any of us signed up. Each of tonight's honorees was nominated by his or her peers. And of those nominated, the judging board took great strides to ensure that only the best of the best were selected. A representative from Local 2000, the Fire Officers Association, the Phoenix Sentinels, our volunteer corporations, and Field Ops sat together on a panel to review these nominations and make selections. And during this process, the name of the person was even redacted to make sure there was fairness in the process. On the group awards, all narratives, RMS reports, etc. were followed up, verified to ensure accuracy. And that's why tonight's ceremony is truly an occasion to salute the members of our department that embody all that we hold dear: tradition, honor, integrity, excellence, and camaraderie.
This ceremony also provides an opportunity for us to pay tribute to those members of the department who are making strides on a regional and national level. Over the past years, the following personnel were recognized for their distinguished accomplishments. I would ask that you please stand when I call your name, and that the audience please hold their applause until all names have been called. We begin with Dr. Kevin Seaman, who was honored by the Journal of Emergency Medical Services and Physio Control as one of the top 10 EMS innovators in the nation. This is the second time in 2 years that a member of our department has been nominated for this prestigious award. We would also like to give honorable mention to firefighter Richard High of Engine Company 2B for being recognized as Firefighter of the Year.
It's actually by the Knights of Columbus, St. Agnes Council in Catonsville, Maryland. Lastly, I'd like to give an honorable mention.
You okay? Let's go have a seat. Let's go sit down.
May get some care. You okay? Guys, we'll continue. We'll let Lieutenant May, he's getting taken care of right now. We'll continue with the ceremony, okay? We'll certainly wish him the best. Rick High, he was Firefighter of the Year 2013 by the Knights of Columbus, St. Agnes Council in Catonsville, Maryland. Rick. Lastly, I'd like to give honorable mention to Lieutenant Will Huber, who was recognized by the Howard County Sheriff's Department for providing several deputy sheriffs with commercial driver's license training, allowing them to operate the newly purchased bus. Good job, Will. Would you please give a round of applause for all these honorable mentions?
We do have one final honorable mention. This honorable mention is given to Dr. George Groman, Robin Wessels, John Dunn, and Bridget Carver of Howard County General Hospital for fostering an innovative STEMI program partnership with HCDFRS that is second to none to treat heart attack victims, and for the emergency department's groundbreaking continuing education venture that began in the fall of 2012.
As we're continually working to improve our award ceremony and the recognition of our personnel, the committee has restructured the way in which unit citations are awarded. The goal is to issue unit citations in a timelier manner after the actual incident occurs at the incident has taken place. This past year, a total of 10 unit citations were awarded and given out at the primary station where the incident occurred. Above, you're going to see highlights from those events tonight as we do an honorable mention for those units and their extraordinary actions through the course of the year. For the response to an apartment fire on the 8800 block of Tamar Drive with victims trapped and no loss of life, we applaud the personnel from Engines 2, 7, 9, and 10, Truck 7, Tower 10, EMS 1, Battalion 1, and Safety 1. For their response to a water rescue on the Anne Arundel County line, we applaud Special Ops Battalion 10, Ops 10, Truck 6, Paramedic 65, Engine 61, Special Ops 100, and Water Rescue 11.
For rescuing several dogs in distress at the I-95 northbound rest area, we salute personnel from Engine 111 and Deacon 13. For the concerted efforts to mitigate a 2-alarm fire in the 5200 block of Rivendell, we pay tribute to the personnel of the following units: Battalion 2, Engine 7-1, Engine 9-1, Truck 7, Tower 2, Safety 1, and EMS 2.
We're now pleased to announce that crews responding to 5 different incidents received unit citations in 2013 for treating victims of cardiac arrest. For the response and excellent care that saved the life of a cardiac arrest victim who collapsed at a karate studio, we salute the following units: EMS 1, Ambulance 96, Paramedic 105, Engine 101, and Engine 91. For their efforts to resuscitate a cardiac arrest victim on March 30th, 2013, we pay tribute to the following units: EMS 2, Engine 22, Paramedic 25, Ambulance 26, and Tower 2. For their efforts to resuscitate a cardiac arrest victim on the side of I-95 at Route 100, we applaud EMS 1, Paramedic 15, and Squad 1. For their dedicated care that saved the life of a cardiac arrest victim who collapsed at the Laurel Food Line, we salute the following units: Paramedic 115, Engine 111, and EMS 1. For their rapid and excellent care that saved the life of a cardiac arrest victim who collapsed at the Amherst House in King's Contrivance, we applaud personnel from Paramedic 105 and Engine 101. Lastly, we'd like to recognize the Critical Incident Stress Management Team for providing counseling and guidance to personnel on the multiple agencies who responded to the Navy Yard active shooting incident in September 2013. Let's give a round of applause to these units for exemplary work.
And now, we gratefully pay tribute to a group of individuals who have truly shaped our department into what it is today. Those members who have most recently retired from our department. During this past year, we had 7 members who retired. Tonight, we honor Assistant Chief Mark Richards, Battalion Chief Timothy Deal, Captain Robert Fogel, Lieutenant Kenneth Coyle, Lieutenant Brian Tiffany, Firefighter Chad Fronteras, and May, the department's first Accelerant Detection K-9. Retirees, would you please begin to make your way to the stage? Assistant Chief Richards began his firefighter training after graduating from high school in 1974. His first placement was at the Main Street Ellicott City Station, and he has since worked at stations 2, 6, 7, 9, and 10. He has served as battalion chief both in the field and in the office of the fire marshal, presided over Local 2000 and the Howard County Fire Officers Association, and headed the Bureau of Emergency Services. Chief Richards officially retired as the Assistant Chief of Education and Training, where he has overseen the beginning of Class 27's career in the fire service. He has also served the department through skillfully playing the bagpipes with the Fire Brigade Pipes and Drums of Greater Baltimore. For all his accomplishments, many more than we can mention here, and over 38 years of commitment to the department, we honor Assistant Chief Mark Richards for his service.
Though he cannot join us tonight, we'd like to acknowledge Captain Robert Fogel Jr., affectionately known as Flea, who retired from DFRS after 30 years of service. Captain Fogel graduated from Baltimore County Academy Class 67, and over the years he has been assigned to nearly every station in the department. And much of his career took place in the office of the Fire Marshal, where he worked on the DC Serial Arsonist Task Force case and also became the first fire investigator able to collaborate with HCPD. He was an instructor for trainee class 13 of 14, and during his long tenure at headquarters, he became well known for his expertise in code enforcement, as well as a sense of humor and seemingly endless supply of candy when stopping by his office. For all of his accomplishments and 30 years of commitment to this department, we honor Captain Robert Fogel for his service.
We would also like to congratulate Battalion Chief Timothy Deal on his retirement. Chief Deal could not be with us this evening, but he was hired in 1990 as part of Recruit Class 7, graduating first in his class, and retired in December of 2013. Over his 23-plus years with the department, he has served 11 years in the Office of the Fire Marshal, and in the past has been assigned to Stations 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11. During his time here, he co-chaired the Strategic Master Plan to implement fire investigations and also helped to implement the current Fire and Life Safety Inspections Program, which has greatly increased both the quality and amount of inspections being performed within our county. Chief Deal has been instrumental in the success of the Office of the Fire Marshal, and he will be greatly missed. He has recently accepted a position as the Fire Marshal for the City of Rockville, and we wish him well. We would now like to recognize Lieutenant Kenneth Coyle for his many years of service to the department and to the County Office of Emergency Management. As a boy, he would spend time at Station 51 in the 70s, and he worked his way up as a county volunteer and was officially hired as a member of Recruit Class 3 in 1987. He has worked in numerous field positions, and his contributions to the Office of Emergency Management are unprecedented. He is respected statewide as a leader of the Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service, regionally as an expert in interoperable communications, and locally as a practical, stand-up guy who never wavers from the truth. He was a major player in the planning and design of our Emergency Operations Center, and many department members have relied on his good counsel so often throughout the years. He will be missed, and we wish him luck in the future.
We'd like to honor Lieutenant Brian Tiffany for his nearly 33 years of service to Howard County Fire and Rescue. He has completed various assignments for emergency services, spending several years at Stations 6 and 7, and finishing the last part of his career in the Bureau of Education and Training. He was honored at the 2012 Howard County Government Ceremony for the Great Idea Award, and he has provided logistical training support to numerous recruit classes. He was primarily responsible for maintaining and operating several of the training props at the PSTC. He officially retired on June 30th, 2013, and we sincerely appreciate his service to this department. Though he's also unable to attend, we recognize firefighter Chad Fronteras, who joined our department in 2008 as a member of Recruit Class 24. He entered the department after serving as a U.S. Navy corpsman deployed in Iraq. He spent a considerable amount of time at Stations 2, 8, and 9, and he officially retired on July 26, 2013. We wish him the best of luck in his future.
Last, but certainly not least, we honor Accelerant Detection K-9 May, who has examined fire scenes for our department for the past 7 years alongside her handler, Lieutenant Dean Mulvihill. K-9 May and Lieutenant Mulvihill were joined up through a generous scholarship awarded to the department by State Farm Insurance Company. that allowed the Department of Fire and Rescue Services to start an accelerant canine detection program. Lieutenant Mulvihill traveled to the Maine Specialty Dogs Accelerant Detection Canine School, where he met May and worked with her for 4 intensive weeks of training, during which they formed an inseparable bond. Since graduation, she has assisted federal, state, and local fire marshals and law enforcement agencies with fire scene examinations across Maryland and D.C. She and Lieutenant Mulvihill are respected throughout the Mid-Atlantic region and are known for their tireless efforts to provide a level of service that is second to none. May's work to identify ignitable liquids has led to convictions in multiple arson and homicide cases, including a case where a young woman was rescued from her home in Columbia. She has now passed on her duties to Canine Horton and his handler, Lieutenant Carl Saunders, and May is now enjoying her days sleeping on the sofa instead of her hard vehicle-mounted kennel. Thank you, May. I'd like to now invite the members of the American Legion up to our stage to present 2 of our department members who were selected as Firefighter of the Year and EMS Provider of the Year. To present this year's tribute, Post 156's commander, Larry Killen, and his colleagues are here to recognize our winners.
Good evening. I'd like to make a quick correction on that. I am not the Post 156 commander, but we can fix that. We have with us our Howard County commander, Diane Sedlensky, and our Post 156 commander, Ed Hall. The American Legion represents a lot of our veterans in this area, and one of the things that I've noticed, there are so many characteristics of the military that are shared by the fire service and the emergency medical service. The professionalism, the honor, the bravery. Just makes me proud to be back here among friends, among family. And I'll delay no longer with my yakking. I'll have Diane here to present our awards.
The American Legion of Howard County is very, very proud tonight to present these awards to very special firefighters and EMTs. As Larry said, we military and veterans feel very special kinship to our firefighters and EMTs because of your professionalism, your bravery, your honor, and your courage, and especially because of your selfless dedication to our community, state, and nation. You give your all at all times, and we want you to know that we are very grateful for that. But it is also not only the firefighters and rescue personnel that we honor, but we also thank and honor your families for supporting you in doing this very courageous work. So we at the American Legion want to say thank you to you and your families as well, and we want you to know that you are all our heroes. So, without further ado, we would like to present the American Legion Howard County EMS Provider of the Year to firefighter EMT Brian Hubbard, Sr. Well, I'm sorry that he's not here tonight. It'd be very much of an honor to shake his hand. So, the Howard County American Legion Firefighter of the Year, Master Firefighter Thomas Boyd.
I've known this guy for a bunch of years, and this is a real honor presenting this to one of my friends.
Now we'd like to present this year's Certificate of Appreciation awardees. Please join us on the stage when you see your names displayed on the screen above. The first Certificate of Appreciation goes to Kyle Anderson and the ABC2 News team, who have been instrumental in the coverage of our department and the development of our on-call PIO team. Kyle let the on-call PIOs visit a station, sit in the newsrooms, see the production room in order to see how they do a newscast. Kyle and his team also let the PIOs shadow him in the field as they covered a story. This is a new partnership with ABC2, and we thank you for your willingness to help our department in this way.
Our next Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Alan Davis of Princeton Sports in Columbia. For years, they have provided maintenance free of charge for the bicycles used by the Department of Fire and Rescue Services and the Police Department during many of our special events. The work they do saves our organization the cost of maintenance and helps us to keep our gear in good shape. We appreciate the company's good stewardship, generosity, and willingness to serve our personnel in this way, and we give them our sincere thanks this evening.
Next, we'd like to honor Melissa Newton of Crazy Ray's Junkyard in Jessup, who has tirelessly worked frequently to provide vehicles to the members of Station 10C for extrication training. Her assistance has enabled the members of 10C to learn and grow as rescue technicians, helping them to perform some of the most rapid extrications in the county, often removing the side of a car in under 4 minutes. The frequency of their trainings has fostered friendly and educational competition between extrication teams. For giving generously to our organization to help our personnel strive to be the best for the residents of Howard County, we award Melissa their Certificate of Appreciation. Next, we'd like to honor Elk Ridge volunteer Daniel Casey Jr. with a Certificate of Appreciation for installing smoke alarms in Elk Ridge neighborhoods as part of his final Eagle Scout project. He worked countless hours along with a volunteer duty crew to canvass multiple Elk Ridge neighborhoods, going door to door to meet with residents, install the alarms, and educate the residents on the importance of a properly working smoke detector. For his hard work and dedication for promoting safety within his community, we award firefighter Daniel Casey Jr. with a Certificate of Appreciation.
We next recognize Captain Kevin Henry for the practical building experience he brings to the department. Probably most fire captains and lieutenants in Howard County have Captain Henry's phone number close at hand. He understands the importance of our field personnel having clean and functional facilities, and he works hard to respond to the problems in a prompt and professional manner. Whether the issue is cracking concrete, mold, drooping ceilings, bed bugs, or HVAC issues, he's willing to tackle any task, and it's all in a day's work. For his dedication, we would like to thank Captain Henry with this certificate. Next, we award the Certificate of Appreciation to Lieutenant Paramedic Molly Dressel, Lieutenant Paramedic Eric May, and Firefighter Paramedic Troy Snodgrass for their dedication to developing and deploying the eMeds patient care reporting system in Howard County. They worked to train every provider in Howard County, and after training was complete, they performed daily monitoring and system improvements to make the system even more user-friendly. This was a monumental task that affects every provider in Howard County Fire and Rescue, and we thank them for their dedication to this project.
Next, we'd like to honor Captain Paramedic Joe Ross and Lieutenant John Bresnick for the development and update of the department's mass casualty incident policy. During the fall of 2013, this policy was tested when all members of the department participated in the training at the PSTC. Other counties such as Anne Arundel, Baltimore, Montgomery, as well as MIMS participated in the drills and even requested copies of our policy to assist in updating their own programs. For your dedication to improving our department's programs, we award you this certificate of appreciation.
If I may, it's funny when you're an instructor, you try to find, ways to make, training more realistic for your students. So, so to the members of Recruit Class 28, you just witnessed a syncopal episode. Next, we award the Certificate of Appreciation to the Logistics Ground Support Unit, composed of Battalion Chief Charles King, Captain Patrick Lepore, Captain Michael Trimper, Lieutenant Chris Allagher, Master Firefighter HVO Mike Freeman, Firefighter Michael Hitt, Michael Ledley, Richard Godfrey, and Ray Wines. The Ground Support Unit has worked tirelessly over the course of the year to provide the department with engines, ambulances, trucks, and other apparatus to make sure that others have the equipment when they need it. The GSU is also the backbone of the HCDFRS contingency to the annual National Fallen Firefighter Memorial Weekend. Though they never demand recognition, the work of the GSU is clearly visible at every major event and incident. For their hard work and dedication to the department, we award them with a Certificate of Appreciation.
lastly, we honor the headquarters staff for the Bureau of Logistics, which is comprised of retired Deputy Chief Jeffrey King, Battalion Chief Charles King, and Mrs. Jackie Tyndale. They efficiently work as a team to pay the department's bills, review contracts, talk with vendors, take requests and feedback on equipment from the field, and so much more. This team works tirelessly to assist in keeping the department's operational budget in check as the department's needs grow. Rarely does a day go by when someone is not seeking their counsel, and for their dedication, we would like to thank them with this certificate.
This next group of awards, the Citations of Honor, represents those intrinsic qualities that are important components that not necessarily what we do, but how we do it. Awardees, please join us on the stage. Our first Citation of Honor, the Great Idea Award, is for a great idea by several of our logistics staff, including retired Deputy Chief Jeffrey King, Assistant Chief Joseph Dixon, Battalion Chief Charles King, Firefighter Kevin Weisenborn, and Ms. Jackie Tyndale. These individuals have developed innovative processes to improve the process of apparatus and equipment maintenance and replacement. In their plans, they implemented real-time data reflective of cost related to use. This team has laid the foundation that will make budget planning a much simpler process as we move forward. For their dedication to improving the department's logistics operations, we award them the Citation of Honor.
Our next Great Idea Award goes to Station 10C for their work to develop the ZMAC Hazmat First Responder Card following a complicated incident involving an anhydrous ammonia leak in Savage. They also developed a protocol for initial response to hazardous materials incidents, created an outstanding in-service program for the members of our department. Several months of work went into developing this program, and many members have even stated they thought it was one of the most beneficial in-service programs we've delivered. For providing enhanced first responder safety in hazmat situations, we award the following personnel the Citation of Honor. Captain Dave O'Neill, Master Firefighter HVO Thomas Boyd, Firefighter Paramedic Christopher Everett, Firefighter Paramedic Bradley Klukas, Firefighter Kimberly Haynes, Firefighter Dane Yekage, Firefighter Kurt Vines, Lieutenant John Zauer, Firefighter HVO Jim Habercorn, Master Firefighter HVO John Hetchen, Master Firefighter Rodney Waddell, Firefighter Chris Thompson, Firefighter Chad McClintock, and Firefighter Bobby Williams.
I would now like to ask Captain Terry Jerome to join us on the stage. The last citation of honor is the Leadership Award. As you may know, Captain Terry Jerome is assigned to the new Bureau of Occupational Safety and Health. She values the connection between a healthy diet and lifestyle and overall well-being, and she strives to bring healthy habits to the staff at headquarters. Captain Jerome has brought the practice of shifts, eating together, and enjoying each other's company to headquarters through monthly luncheons that foster fellowship and camaraderie. Her positive leadership and guidance is felt by everyone who works at headquarters, whether they are there short or long-term. For her leadership as a role model of healthy living and taking a mentally healthy break to eat together, we salute Captain Jerome. Field is invited, by the way, when we have these monthly luncheons. Right, Captain? To help congratulate this year's Stork and Gift of Life winners, I'd like to call forth our Medical Director, Dr. Kevin Seaman, and Major Merritt Bender. Dispatchers and providers, please join us on the stage when you see your name on the screen. For our first Stork Award, we salute dispatcher Rosalind Burgess, who received a 911 call for an imminent childbirth on August 13, 2013. Without delay, dispatcher Burgess provided accurate emergency dispatch instructions in a calm manner and gained key information from the caller that the birth was imminent and the baby was crowning. She provided delivery instructions, and a baby boy was delivered 5 minutes prior to the arrival of EMS. She also gave instructions to clear the baby's airway, tie off the umbilical cord, and control bleeding. Tonight, we salute Dispatcher Burgess with a Stork Award for her calm and empathetic demeanor that led to the successful delivery of a baby boy. Our other Stork Award goes to Dispatcher Gregory Carter, who on October 17, 2013 gave instructions for the delivery of baby Jackson Barbarino, who was born in his parents' car. The baby's father received delivery instructions from Dispatcher Carter, who talked the father through the delivery. We honor Dispatcher Carter for his compassion and calm professionalism while working with the baby's father to successfully deliver his baby boy, Jackson.
Next, we'd like to honor this year's Gift of Life recipients. Now, cardiac arrest and other medical emergencies can occur almost anywhere, and usually there's nothing telling anyone you're about to have this life-changing event. Fortunately, though, our providers are very well trained, ready, and combined with a bystander's heroic decision to perform CPR, we have several saves to honor tonight with Gift of Life awards. Awardees, when you see your name on the screen, will you please make your way up to the stage? Each of tonight's awardees will receive the Gift of Life ribbon. And in each of the following incidents, quick thinking, a strong skill set, and sheer determination resulted in the ultimate reward, knowing your efforts directly saved a life.
This first incident is an outstanding example of teamwork used to save the life of a Howard County resident. On September 22, 2013, Mr. James Turkle was running outside and collapsed into cardiac arrest. Baltimore City Fire Department Medical Director and shock trauma physician, Dr. Wade Gash, happened to be also running outside and witnessed Mr. Turkle's arrest. Dr. Gash immediately began CPR on the side of the road. Paramedic 5-5, Engine 5-1, and EMS 2 arrived on the scene and shocked Mr. Turkle with a defibrillator, which caused him to regain a pulse. He is alive and well today because of the actions of the following people: dispatchers Megan Blizzard, Amy Sarver, and Amber DeBow, Dr. Wade Gash, Captain Paramedic Ronald Lagana, Lieutenant Paramedic Christopher Shannon, Firefighter Paramedic Shannon Peacock, Firefighter Ernesto Batanga, Firefighter Jason Miller, Firefighter Kevin Blanchard, and Firefighter Recruit Irvin Black.
Miss Elsie Blackstone went into sudden cardiac arrest while personnel from Paramedic 1-5 and Engine 1-1 were treating her for a headache. While getting Miss Blackstone ready for transfer to the ambulance, she went into cardiac arrest, and crews immediately began CPR. They defibrillated her once and regained a pulse. They started hypothermic treatment and transported her to the hospital, which diagnosed a STEMI and ultimately discharged Miss Blackstone in good condition. Please join me in recognizing the following personnel: dispatchers Amy Sarver and Deanna Green, Captain Paramedic Michael Sharp, Lieutenant Paramedic Stacy Rule, Firefighter Paramedic Jason Scarf, Firefighter Timothy Sins, Firefighter Gary Candela, Firefighter Mitchell Francis, Firefighter Jay Stanton, and Firefighter Paramedic Recruit Robert Lardy.
Continuing with tonight's Gift of Life Awards, we honor crews for their work on August 30th, 2013, for response to an Ellicott City pharmacy where Mr. Yante Kim went into cardiac arrest. Units from Station 2 went to work performing advanced life support interventions, and Mr. Kim had a return of spontaneous circulation en route to the hospital. He was ultimately taken to the cath lab and discharged in good condition. For your life-saving actions, we call the following personnel forward: dispatchers Erica Karn, Tammy Lynn Arnold, Captain Paramedic Dale Becker, Master Firefighter Paramedic John Johnston, Firefighter Dylan Murray, Firefighter Gregory Banks, Firefighter Michael Shinsky, Firefighter Jared Hendricks, Firefighter Stephen Diffendahl, Firefighter Benjamin Irvin, and Firefighter Recruit Jacob Ogden.